So what are we doing here?
We're doing a podcast.
What's it called?
It's the Endgame recap.
And when will it go live?
May 8th.
May
20
9th.
No.
May 9th. Friday, May 9th.
Oh, yeah. I thought I was being clever. You're right.
What do we do here? What do we do on the show?
We discuss news items related to gaming.
I like when you try to sound professional.
Is it working?
No. There's
well, good. It doesn't need to be.
There's a gap as wide as the Grand Canyon.
I don't know what you mean. I'm all buttoned up here.
Miss Buttoned Up is what they call you, right?
Yeah.
Well, who are you?
The wife.
The wife.
Oh. You want my name?
You can say whatever you want.
Whatever I want?
Okay, yeah.
Colette.
Colette?
Colette.
And who am I?
I don't know. Some stranger in my house.
That's
Kyle. That's Kyle over there.
Thanks.
The ginger.
Thanks for explaining.
The Gingerman. Mr. Buns.
Mr. Buns. So the first bit of news I want to talk about is someone turned their kid's artwork into a video game.
Oh.
And the results are adorable.
Oh, I want to see.
Bring it up.
Okay, where?
I'm gonna read part of the article, and I sent it to you. It says, video games that eschew photorealism for a more painterly artistic style are getting a lot of attention lately. Nomada Studios' Graceful Neva won Best Artistic Achievement at the BAFTA Game Awards, and we recently spoke to the team behind Blades of Fire. One indie dev is now bringing a uniquely naive approach to game art. He's created a puzzle adventure based on drawings by his 4-year-old daughter. The game looks adorable,
it
obviously,
really is.
but it also looks highly playable. It says Artur Letkovsky previously made a found footage horror movie called The Land of Blue Lakes, so his latest project is something of a stylistic U-turn. It's called Odd Dorable, and it's a cozy platform adventure that's very much a family affair, literally, given that Artur's daughter was on art direction duties.
And there's no language in the game.
What do you think of the pictures?
Well, so far I've only seen one photo because there's so many advertisements on this website.
Describe that.
Okay, so
what do you think of this, though?
I think this is fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah, take out language.
But what do you think about taking the daughter's art?
I love it. I think this is great, and it's...
You don't think it's horrible?
No, I think it's wonderful. I really do. Because, so it's
clearly a happy one.
It's like a field. It's very like Scandinavian. There's mountains back there. There's happy trees.
It looks like a 2-year-old did it, right?
There's like a little girl with scribble hair and candies.
Hey.
You said describe.
It looks like a 2-year-old did it, right?
No, this is more advanced than a 2-year-old. This is like 4.
Okay.
This is like 3
All right.
or 4.
Next news item.
You can tell with the hands. Once they get fingers and they're not just like sticks and they're like triangular shapes, it's a little bit older.
Okay.
What? That's true. It's the thing.
Random. It says YouTuber cracks Donkey Kong Bonanza's secret language before launch. So in the new Donkey Kong game, Donkey Kong put out a scroll and there was a bunch of bananas, hieroglyphics, and
oh god,
and
they think they figured it out.
They did figure it out. They cracked the banana code. This is one of my favorite things about gamers. Like,
oh yeah, just the severity of interest.
Yeah, some intense people like to figure.
Do you think they know Klingon too?
Probably not these days.
Those are probably no. I think still.
I mean,
yes.
Who? That person?
I don't know that. Yeah.
Why would they? I don't know anything about them.
That seems like the Venn diagram has that person in between those two items. And loneliness is the third bubble.
Oh, come on, be nice. Be nice.
It takes a lot of time to learn a language from bananas.
Some people like to do that.
Do you like to do it?
Let's be nice.
I'm not being mean.
Loneliness
I have interests that include woodworking.
that are facilitated by loneliness.
Yeah.
Anyway, this one's called, it says Fanta Papa. It's like fantasy football, but for picking the Pope. This is an article at NPR. It says, as the question of who will become the next Pope echoes across the globe, Italians are racking up points choosing potential contenders for the job in a new online game. The game, called Fanta Papa, mimics fantasy football and soccer. However, instead of picking players, users select a team of 11 cardinals they believe have the best chance of becoming the next
Oh
Pope.
my god.
We wanted to connect with a sensation we usually have during the conclaves, in which basically everyone is talking about who the next pope is going to be, said the creator, who's based in Italy. Fanta Papa launched on April 22nd, the day Pope Francis died.
Jeez.
In the weeks since its debut, it has grown in popularity, with tens of thousands of users joining the game.
Oh my god. Do you think they had something to do with it? That's odd timing.
I think they just had Fanta Papa in the chamber and they were ready to fire it as soon as
a pope died. They're
I
like,
mean,
we're ready to go.
He's been ill for a long time. He was ill, so they were probably like, this is going to be a fun idea. And they just needed to pull the lever.
Does it look like they made it quickly? Or does it look like it's been worked on for a while?
I can't say one way or the other.
I'm very intrigued.
You going to join it?
I want to play Fanta Papa.
This one says, how Riot Games is fighting the war against video game hackers. And I usually put these more long-form ones to the end, but this is kind of an interesting one, so listen up. It says, I'm going to read you like fragments of this piece because it's a bit longer. These are just random paragraphs. So it says, thanks to Vanguard and the anti-cheat team led by this guy over there, Riot bans thousands of cheaters on Valorant every day, according to a chart shared with TechCrunch. Riot's efforts seem to be working. As of early 2025, the percentage of Valorant ranked games, meaning competitive matches, that have cheaters is now less than 1% globally, the company says.
Nice,
Are they
guys.
telling the truth?
Well, that's
hopefully,
true.
Hopefully. We can say hopefully.
Right.
In an interview with TechCrunch, Koskinas detailed, the guy at Riot, detailed the various strategies that the anti-cheat team at Riot uses to fight cheaters and cheat developers, leveraging the security features in the Windows operating system, fingerprinting cheaters' hardware to stop them from reoffending, infiltrating cheat communities, and playing psychological games in an effort to discredit cheaters. Isn't that interesting?
Cheat the cheaters.
So it said, first, he explained, the anti-cheat software almost universally enforces some of Windows' most important security features, such as Trusted Platform Module, a hardware-based security component, and Secure Boot. These two technologies check if a computer has been modified or tampered with, such as by malware or a cheat, and prevents it from booting if so. Then, Vanguard checks that all of the computer's hardware drivers, which allow the operating system to communicate with the hardware, are up to date to identify additional hardware that can enable cheating. And then finally, Vanguard prevents cheats from loading and executing in the kernel's memory. It's a lot of technical shit.
Yeah.
This is the stuff, they said, there's a whole playground, and they said, but it's not just about the technology, it's also about understanding the cheaters themselves and how they operate. Now get this. His team has a reconnaissance arm, this team at Riot of anti-cheaters, whose primary responsibility is to obtain and catalog threats, which sometimes involves acquiring cheats. The team obtains cheats in part by using sock puppet identities that have infiltrated cheater and cheat developer communities for years, akin to undercover operations. Because people pay a lot of money for these cheats. To like cheat at, Call of Duty, Valorant, League of Legends.
Right.
Yeah,
What's in it for them to win?
Just the pat on the back.
Oh, God.
Yep. Insecurities. It says, we've even gone as far as giving anti-cheat information to establish credibility. We'll masquerade as though it was something we reverse engineered and explain how an anti-cheat technique works to just demonstrate that we know stuff. And then leverage our way into something in development and then sit there until it launches, allow it to acquire users, and then ban everybody. Badass. That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, I like that.
Because cheaters suck, right?
You think RoboCop would approve? Not today, punk. Banned.
Why'd you bring up RoboCop?
I don't know. It felt right.
You got to finish that.
I know. I really do. Maybe on this trip.
You're done with Avowed now.
I know. Now what am I going to do?
Did you enjoy Avowed? Would you recommend it?
Yeah, if you don't give a shit about the ending. I liked it. It just, honestly, I was OP, I think.
What's the next game that you're going to dive into?
God, I don't know.
Oblivion? Baldur's Gate?
Maybe Oblivion. I don't know. Maybe a garden game. Maybe a tower defense.
Ooh, a tower defense, maybe, yeah. There's a couple games we can play.
Maybe something like a city builder.
That'd be a good one.
I don't want to fight anybody.
Yeah, I don't want to fight anyone right now.
Although I could do no creeps were harmed. That was funny.
Electronic Arts stock gets lift from sports offerings and a new Battlefield games. It says Electronic Arts shares gained Wednesday, a day after the video game maker posted better than expected results, as it got a boost from demand for its sport portfolio. It also said it anticipates future gains from a new Battlefield game. And so, long story short, shares of Electronic Arts rose less than 2% to trade at their highest level in about 5 months.
Good for them. Good job,
right?
guys.
Speaking of EA, it says EA bucks industry trend and says it has no plans to increase video game prices. So,
that's nice.
A lot of people are raising them to $70 and $80 now for one game.
That's just rude. But I get it. Things are raising across the board.
It says publisher developer EA has confirmed it has no plans to raise the price of its games, even as the likes of Microsoft and Nintendo jump to $80. Addressing investors in its latest financial call, the CEO said the company's focus was to deliver incredible quality and exponential value for our player base. And then Split Fiction, that co-op one we haven't played yet, hit 4 million sales.
Wow.
In terms of pricing power, our business is very different today than it was even just 10 years ago. In a world where everything we did 10 years ago was about selling shiny discs and plastic boxes and retail shelves, well, that's still a part of our business. It's a significantly smaller part of our business, and now we have pricing representing everything from free-to-play all the way to deluxe editions and beyond. Kind of like this quote, at the end of the day, whether we're doing something that costs $1 or we're doing something that costs $10 or we're doing something that costs $100, our objective is always to deliver incredible quality and exponential value for our player base. And what we've discovered over the course of time is when we can marry quality and value together, our business is strong, resilient, and continues to grow. So a lot of people consistently vote EA as the worst company in the world, above ones that pollute.
Why?
Some gamers just get angry.
Gamers be angry.
Now, speaking of price hikes, what do you think about this? This is a kind of a commentary article.
I want to go back to something real quick.
Okay, what do you want to say?
If it's a digital game, you should be charging less than if it's a hard copy effing game. You don't have to do printing and distribution and shipping and retails and all of that. Entire market is gone. And a lot of that was built into the price.
That is certainly...
So you're already getting more money from me. So thank you for keeping it low. I appreciate that. 2 thumbs up. Now you can continue.
What you're saying is what a lot of gamers have been saying. Well, if I buy a game digitally...
Well, I'm correct. But also, that was what? 10, 15, 20... How many years?
Well, in the 90s, sometimes you would pay $90 for a Super Nintendo cartridge.
Yeah.
Because the cartridges were super expensive to develop.
Yeah.
But anyway, this one says, it's a commentary or opinion piece. Players have too many options to spend $80 on a video game. What do you think about that? What do you think?
On one hand, I get that.
Yeah.
Because there are so many games, and you better like it for $80.
Yeah.
That's why some of the platforms that allow you to have a trial is considerate of that.
But you're basically saying that if you make an $80 game, it better be worth $80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of money. And
it's a lot of money.
Especially now.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money now more than ever.
Yeah.
So
inflation
there
is
better
up for
be
everything.
value in it.
when you're having to pay as much as you are for groceries, it's really hard to justify $80 for a piece of entertainment.
And as a consumer, if you're going to charge me more, then I better have factual information that says that this money isn't just going to the higher ups in the company. It is getting distributed to all of the staff working for that game.
That's why
who also have to pay these higher prices. So show me that you're paying your people more.
That's why a lot of people like to support indies.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they know where it's going.
Well, there needs to be better curation so people can make better choices.
That's right.
About what they like.
This one says...
They can't all have a ginger.
This one's more of a deep dive. It's an article about the Lush Foil photography sim.
That one was cool.
And it talks about its emotive mathematical long exposure photography. So this is a little technical, but bear with me here.
Well, you played it, so you can explain it if I have questions.
The game?
Yeah.
Not right now.
What?
I'm not playing it right now.
No, I said you played it.
Oh, yeah.
You have played it previously.
I have a video up on Real Good there about it. Yeah. It says most of the camera's standard effects like depth of field, focal length, exposure, and noise are all very easily simulated in Unreal Engine. The one effect that was missing, however, was the ability to create long exposure, a standard feature of high-grade cameras that allows you to leave the shutter open and capture an entire range of motion in one image. I hadn't seen this being done in a game engine before, so I wanted to give it my best shot. The approach I made to this was purely based on math. Real cameras don't work in frames or ticks like, video games do. So the in-engine solution for this would be to sequentially take images over time and compile them on top of one another. Combining all these images would end up being way too bright, of course, so I created various methods of adjusting the exposure and appearance until I landed on the right outcome. And then he goes more into that in the game.
Cool.
In the article. It's cool, right?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that, especially if you enjoy taking photos. Like, that kind of thing is really fascinating, how you take that idea and translate it into code.
Yeah.
Into an experience. Like, that's really interesting.
An immersive experience.
Do you want to explain the look I just gave you?
No, you tell me.
I don't know. It's gone already.
It was not approving.
No.
This one says, video game voice actors and publishers clash over best and last offer to end the strike. So there's been a huge strike going on for a long time. As noted by Variety, the latest contract proposals between the studios and the actors have found common ground on most of the terms for a new deal. That includes 24% wage increases over the life of the contract, but the two sides' lack of agreement over generative AI continues to prolong the strike. Audrey Cooling, a spokesperson for the video game publishers, told Variety that we are hopeful the union will not choose to walk away when we are so close to a deal. In response, SAG-AFTRA noted that the video game publishers presented their latest offer on April 30th, and the actors responded with a counter proposal on May 2nd. According to the actors, the publishers didn't respond to that before making the negotiation terms public. Yeah. So they basically said, we condemn the video game company's attempt to sow confusion, and it's a messy thing. I just want to say it's still ongoing and people are still on strike.
Well, that's wild because the strike started over a year ago.
It's wild.
With all of that.
It's been happening a long time.
Yeah,
so,
it's been hurting the city.
It's been hurting a lot, yeah. So I want to tell you about this. These are some of the most expensive video game collector's editions. And I want to give you the top. Let's see.
Is it a porn one?
No, there's no porn one. The top 3. So this one says Dying Light, My Apocalypse Edition, $332,000.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what is it? Dying Light?
Dying Light, the My Apocalypse Edition, and it cost $332,000 when it came out for this game.
Why?
Because
is there just one of them?
It was announced in 2015 as a 6-figure prep kit for the end of days. It includes a custom-built zombie-proof shelter by Tiger Log Cabins, real-life parkour lessons, a round-trip flight to visit the developer in Poland, your face in the game, a life-size statue of one of the character or monsters in the game, 4 signed steelbook editions of the game, 2 pairs of Razer headphones, and then custom night vision goggles and adult diapers.
What are the adult diapers for? Because you shit yourself because the game's so good?
Yeah. Probably something like that.
What? How many copies of that sold?
None.
No one bought it?
No.
Not a single person?
Not a single person.
What was the second tier of that game?
I don't know. I can't remember. Number 2, Saints Row 4, the super dangerous Wad Wad edition. Like Wad Wad.
Okay.
Dubstep.
Yeah.
The Wad Wad... it was priced at $1 million, and the Wad Wad edition was meant to significantly change its owner's life. It included a Lamborghini Gallardo, a Toyota Prius, and luxury stays at the Jefferson Hotel in D.C. and in a nice place in Dubai with first-class flights.
How many people bought that?
It says that was just the start. The owner would also get to enjoy a space flight, spy training, a hostage rescue mission, and plastic surgery.
Oh my God.
Also,
what?
Yeah, they did get the...
For your spy mission, you can be somebody else?
They did a full-size replica dubstep gun, 1-year supercar club membership. Yeah.
Did anyone buy it?
It doesn't say it, actually. I don't know if anyone did get that one. I don't think so.
Who's coming up with this stuff?
And then there was one that was $10 million.
What?
Dying Light, the following, Spotlight Edition. For $10 million, a Dying Light fan would get a supporting role in the Dying Light movie. I don't think that even came out.
Bummer, man. Well, yeah, they're paying for the movie.
Professional acting lessons from someone.
From it, does it just say someone, or
no,
is there
says Roger Craig Smith. I don't know who that is.
Well, someone's funnier.
A luxury trailer to stay in during the filming of the movie. Stuntman and parkour training sessions. Off-road driving lessons where they get to keep the car. 10 VIP tickets to the movie premiere, 4 copies of the game, each signed by Techland, the chance to voice a future character in the game. I don't think they
buy
sold that.
A spot in the movie, basically.
I don't think they sold any of that. It doesn't say. We just got a couple more longer form ones. We got a short version of the podcast because I have to get on a plane in a few hours.
Couple hours.
Yeah. It says ASL is an ode to the trans femme gaming community full of 90s nostalgia. So this is a new book coming out called ASL. And it says, a game is an experience that happens to you, writes Jean Thornton in ASL, a novel that queers 1990s internet nostalgia and celebrates the trans femme gaming community. Interesting, right?
Yeah.
It says ASL opens at a time after AOL Instant Messenger, but before AI and the political oligarchy stronghold of Silicon Valley tech bros. 3 teenagers dream of building a video game that will remake the world. Saga of the Sorceress, but they never finish it. The friends grow up and lose touch until one of them begins the game anew. ASL follows these 3 characters, all trans femme, Lilith, Abraxa, and Sash, who, despite living in close proximity, have never met in person. Each in her own way takes up the sorceress's unfinished quest. Like Thornton's previous novel, Summer Fun, ASL is philosophically robust. Thornton asks, what does it mean for a trans woman to be good? Who benefits? What do we owe our friends? She calls out norms and protocols that arise in lucrative, patriarchal, and historically transphobic arenas such as the music industry and banking, while likewise interrogating the insidious, pervasive, and often unnamed cultural demands on trans women intended to make things easier on cis and straight people. The book is inventive and playful, especially with form, from emails to technical gaming notes to chat room transcriptions, and because Thornton's imagination is delightful, there's lots of joyful discovery and recovery. Almost anything can be a video game, Thornton reveals. Real estate, running on a treadmill, sitting in silence, asking for forgiveness, setting someone free, being free.
I like that.
If you go to the article, it's an interview. It's really cool. And you know how we read like trans comics and we talk about this stuff, so it's an interesting that a book is coming out about it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's always interesting to hear perspectives of marginalized groups in these harrowing times.
It's interesting, but also so important.
Yeah, exactly. It is important.
Like, you need to hear stories from other people.
Even if you don't want to hear their story, it's good to be informed.
Yeah, exactly.
Of their perspective. You can't just live in an echo chamber all the time.
God.
Right?
Right. 1,000%.
1,000%. So this is a bit of a one, and feel free to jump in anytime when I talk about this one, because I picked it just for you.
Oh.
Next two are for you.
Thank you.
So this one says how video games can impact your career. Imagine if your next job interview included a round of video games with your potential new colleagues. Nonsense? No.
That sounds fun, actually.
According to
game research, you can learn a lot about people.
You would learn a lot about people in the game, right?
How do you handle a problem with teamwork?
I always become the leader. Just by default.
Yeah. I don't want to do it.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Just everyone's standing around with their thumbs up their asses. And I'm like, all right, are we going to win or not? And it's like, all right, corral the troops. And
well,
I just want to be the pilot, man.
You know, I'm just a lady, so
you don't.
I don't get to be the leader.
We just haven't played a gardening game where you're the leader. Okay, plant.
Listen, guys, that is a winter carrot. That is not supposed to go in the ground right now. These seeds. Actually, you can grow carrots all year round.
You put that in the sunlight? That's got to be in the shade.
Tomatoes like the sun, baby.
All right,
light them up.
The article says, according to game researcher Tobias Michael Schultz, gaming is an effective way to spot skills that job seekers didn't know they had.
Okay.
By observing how people play and interact with others in the game, we can get a good picture of who they really are. It can make it easier to see if they will fit into the workplace environment, he says.
I like that. I also feel like it's a low threshold to enter.
Yeah.
And I mean, unless you're like terrified of playing games, like you're really nervous, like that might not be so great, but
yeah,
the opportunity to relax seems to be there.
Yeah. I think people's skills are revealed pretty quick. Like when we play Void Crew, most of the time I'm pretty hands off, but I'm trying to keep everything together.
Sure.
You know, like make sure personalities don't conflict. Like I am a community manager to my core.
Well, you can't help it.
I can't help it.
You were born a community manager.
I was.
Been managing communities since he came out of the womb.
Basically.
And what are mine then?
Yours?
Yeah, my Void Crew skills.
Personality hire.
Is that an ADI hire?
No.
Disguise?
You are very. You're like analytical.
I'm not analytical.
When you're an engineer?
Well.
You're very.
I'm efficient.
You're efficient. When you get a job, you want to do that job and nothing else. Because you're always building our houses in games.
Yeah, I just like building houses.
Yeah.
I've got one hobby.
But we all know we can count on you to be efficient with our materials and let us know what we need.
Yeah.
And that's a skill of yours that I would have never guessed.
You didn't think so?
No.
Until we started playing games?
It's like, wow, this girl.
Wow.
You like to min-max like me.
Blonde the Builder.
All right, the article continues. Schultz is an associate professor at the University of Agder, and his path into academia actually started with video games. When he was in his 20s, Schultz often led teams of up to 40 players in the popular online game World of Warcraft. And it says, leading raids with people from around Europe showed me how bad I wanted to lead and organize teams. The experience inspired him to study organization and management. Today, Schultz is researching how skills from the gaming world can be transferred to the workplace. He has developed a framework called MetaFrame, which looks at how players function in teams and what strengths they bring to collaboration. Schultz has tested the concept with companies in Germany. In an event called Outplayed, students played tournaments with company representatives.
That's cool.
The researchers observed the players and how they interacted throughout. Based on this, the companies received a report on which students might be potential candidates for them. Some of the students also landed jobs.
Nice.
I remember one student in particular. He was almost completely silent during the interview process, but when feeling at home playing the game Valorant, he became a clear leader. I almost see his career opportunities flourishing, said Schultz.
It's just the confidence.
Yeah.
And you can build confidence.
Well, it's because young people haven't been in the workplace very often. How are they supposed to build the confidence, and the assuredness from that? It's a skill you learn.
Yeah. Well, and it's experience too.
Yeah. Experience, skill. It says gaming. Schultz says that gaming can help players develop a range of skills that are sought after in today's workplace, such as analytical, strategic, and critical thinking. In addition, many games receive regular updates that can change the very basic rules for players. This means constantly having to adapt, which builds resilience and creativity. I know it's always how I feel when Dota comes out with an update, or Street Fight, or any of those games. It's like, all right, what changed? How do I adapt to this? I can't do the same stuff I used to anymore. Mm-hmm. And I think that helps with the elasticity in your brain a lot in applying that to work, instead of just coming home and shutting it off.
Yeah, for sure.
There's also stressful. You can go into other things too. It says, he points out that gamers who are used to coordinating complex tasks in real time and communicating clearly under pressure often excel in their professional lives. There's a lot of talk about artificial intelligence taking over many professions, but one of the most important qualities that companies look for when hiring someone is the ability to think differently, and that's a quality many gamers have. It's not just that team play can be useful. Schultz points out that the games you like may indicate the kind of career you might choose. Take the city building simulator SimCity, for example.
Oh, tell me.
An old study claimed that 10% of all architects chose their careers because they played SimCity. I recently spoke with the dean of an architecture program in Australia, and he thought the actual number must be around 50%.
Well, I believe it.
Schultz also tells a story of a colleague currently working at the European Central Bank. He started his career trading in World of Warcraft to the point where he completely tanked the economic system on several game servers.
Oh my God, amazing.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
Love
that's
it.
Great.
That's so great. So, actually I have 2 more articles up, I guess. Well, we kind of already talked about this one. This was basically, let me sum it up really quick. The headline was Crafting Reality, MSIS researchers use video games to study vicarious experiences. And the short of it was that they studied the brain while people were watching people playing Twitch, and those people felt like they were participating. Their brain, all these things went off as if they were actually participating.
Yeah.
In kind of the same way as when we watch sports, and they said there's the same type of ownership that people like. We won for a sports team. They say that about streamers,
right,
and different things too.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Now, what they're saying at the end of this is, this is a really powerful phenomenon that they're discovering, and how are game creators going to take advantage of this, but also how are people going to take advantage of knowing this information, this participatory information, because it could be a little dangerous.
Yeah.
If people feel like us versus them,
right,
for a streamer, there's a lot of power.
Right. That's fascinating. I think it plays into like the act of viewing. Yeah. And even on like a, on a quantum level, the act of viewing changes how particles interact in space.
Oh, yeah. So if you don't view something, it will operate differently.
Right.
They always do the wall thing.
Yeah. So if there's perception going into it,
perception affects reality.
Yeah. So it's interesting that it is so tied, as if there is some degree of ownership to the act.
It's
interesting.
It's really it kind of discredits the belief that people don't feel connected to a streamer. Like, if anything, it puts more value on the idea of streamers and streaming and the power they hold. So just something to think about. All right.
And then especially if they're like tipping somebody and then they get called out on the stream.
Yeah, exactly.
Even then
the
it's feedback
like,
loop. I got thanked on the stream.
It's strengthened. Yeah.
Right. Fascinating.
I don't know. Paying multimillionaires to say that is so crazy.
I know.
All right. This is the final article, and this is kind of personal for you.
Oh. Is it a blind person thing?
No, not yet. Not this week. This video game is designed to help detect Alzheimer's disease early.
Oh.
The Mind Guardian.
It's because I have Alzheimer's. No, I'm just joking. My grandpa did.
Yeah, your grandpa did. The Mind Guardian from Chale, Spain, and Samsung performs a memory self-assessment test for large-scale screening signs of cognitive impairment. Once again this year, the agency Chale, Spain, and Samsung have jointly developed a project within the framework of the local initiative Technology with a Purpose, which highlights the role of technology and artificial intelligence with a clear positive impact on Spanish society. Cool, right?
Yeah.
With the Mind Guardian, they present an innovative application based on artificial intelligence that, through gamification, performs a memory self-assessment test for large-scale screening of signs of cognitive impairment, a common symptom in the early stages of diseases such as Alzheimer's. In the words of Kelly Kim, CEO of Chale Spain, the Mind Guardian is another step forward for Technology with Purpose, a platform that celebrates its 10th anniversary in 2025, blah, 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 all that different types of stuff. According to recent studies, the first signs of Alzheimer's usually appear around the age of 55. However, many individuals in this age group still have a lot of misconceptions about the necessity of testing at this point in their lives, or simply fear potential alarming results. Despite quick detection being vital for timely interventions, that can provide patients with up to 10 additional years of quality of life.
Wow.
It is estimated that 80% of early Alzheimer's cases remain undiagnosed in Spain. 80%. In this context, the video game The Mind Guardian transforms the way and speed with which cognitive health is addressed by presenting a real and scientifically proven test as something simple, enjoyable, and, above all, effective. This breakthrough represents a milestone in the field of health and technology applied to break down barriers, thus facilitating the early detection of dementia such as Alzheimer's, a disease that affects 800,000 people in Spain alone.
Wow.
And here's how it works. Across different screens, players navigate a first-person city landscape, completing various tasks that recreate everyday scenarios and activities. Every choice, decision, and action they make is processed and analyzed by an advanced AI, which provides a complete assessment of their cognitive health status with a remarkable 97% accuracy.
Wow.
In less than 45 minutes of gameplay, players receive a detailed report, which serves as a valuable resource for healthcare professionals to initiate further evaluation and treatment.
Wow.
It says, unlike most Alzheimer's-related campaigns, the Mind Guardian does not seek to raise awareness of the disease, but to take action and create a practical and tangible tool to tackle the problem as early as possible.
That's helpful.
Yep. It says available for any Android tablet. More than 25,000 people have already downloaded the game to receive a report with key personalized data on 3 domains: episodic, semantic, and procedural memory.
Is it Spanish only?
I don't know. I didn't check it out. We don't have an Android tablet, so
yeah.
Cool, right?
Yeah.
See, that's one of those things where
kind of thing.
They're using video games, controversial, I know these days, and AI, extremely controversial, to create something that's going to benefit humanity in a sincere way.
But I don't mind when AI is used in a helpful way like that. Like they were using AI to be able to detect breast cancer far faster than any doctor, and it's just getting better and better. So, when there's like a couple cells with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not surprised that they're doing stuff like this, and I think this is only the beginning of things like that we'll see, but I like that they're taking action with it too, because 10 years is huge.
Well, and you've experienced testing, the delay in getting approved for testing, going in for doing it, and now having it be just something that can be completed in less than 45 minutes.
And it's arduous and it's cold, generally.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, just think about the ways that we could use video games. You extrapolate this and how we can use AI and video games to assess more things.
Do they have to go to the facility, or can they bring that to the person?
I'll have to look into it a little bit
I'd
more.
love for it to be brought to the person so they're more comfortable in their home.
Yeah, right. But
That's
then you don't want people like,
too.
oh my God, I have Alzheimer's, I'm 20. But because like it should stress 97% accuracy. But you know, for ADHD, they're finding this out.
Right.
And they're using it for autism.
Well, it could have saved me about 20 hours. And about 5 or 6 trips. Plus, I still haven't gotten the result yet.
So that's it. That's all we got for this week.
It's a good week.
The other big news was Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed till next year.
Well, that's fine. It's a good game. Let them work on it a
Let
little
them cook,
longer.
right?
You can't rush
greatness.
Artistic genius.
I'll show you the trailer after.
Yeah, perfect.
It's kind of crazy.
I've seen the trailer.
No, the new one.
Oh, okay.
The graphics are insane.
Cool.
People are making all these memes.
Where is it based out of this time?
Vice City, which is Miami.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, right.
So think about like Florida Gator territory mixed with the glitz and the glam of Miami Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be pretty good.
I like the neon too of Miami.
Yeah, that idea.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, do you got any parting thoughts? I'm gonna be gone for almost 2 weeks.
You're gonna be gone, so man, I'm
You're
gonna move the furniture.
It's gonna be on the ceiling when I get in.
Parting words, Endgame recap. Well, I think it's kind of fitting that I finished Avowed then.
Yeah.
My Endgame.
We got to play more games
nice.
and finish them to talk about on here.
Yeah, it
Was it
good.
nice to play a long RPG?
Yeah, and honestly, I think I got one of the best endings.
You think so?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I did. I had great endings.
What do you think about like the length of that game? Like you get invested with the characters, don't you? Isn't it fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the characters were obviously more developed than others.
Yeah.
Some of it I felt like, okay, they have trauma.
Yeah.
I get it. This person has more personality than this one traumatic incident. Like, you know, they made it their whole personality. So, you know, I feel like they could have done a better job about how to handle that.
Yeah.
You know, without just drawing it out.
Yeah.
For the whole game. 100 of hours, however many hours I played.
Well,
a lot.
Maybe after now, as an alternative, you need to play like The Witcher or Disco Elysium.
Yeah. I don't know. I felt too much pressure to make the right choice all the time.
In what game?
In Avowed.
Oh.
Because everything that you do really affects it. Like the way that you talk to the god.
Yeah.
Affects how it behaves and how it
Does
acts
that
in
stress
the
you out?
end. Yeah.
What?
I don't want to make the wrong choice. I want to
It's not about the right or wrong choice.
No, I know, but I want to make the choices that aren't going to fuck me up in the end. You know?
Yeah, but that's what the game's about, dealing with consequences.
I know. Well, I only like good consequences.
Yeah, you should play.
I operate my life knowing that I am not going to get in trouble.
Well, you're going to hate The Witcher and Disco Elysium because sometimes you
I know,
have
the
to
gray
pick between
area.
two bad things.
Yeah. I'm not prepared for that. That's
So,
why I want to go play a city builder, and like the worst thing that happens is like, oh, there's traffic now. Oh, you don't like the sound of the wind turbines?
Yeah, but think about how good it'll be. You can talk about what quests you've done lately for Disco Elysium or Witcher.
You don't want to know about like my gross income for the city?
Coleyville?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Stolicton?
All right. Well, that's it for the podcast.
All right.
I'm going to be doing it from Minnesota next couple weeks.
Be cute.
Probably. So it might be a little different. I might get my dad on there.
Yeah,
He's gonna
special guest.
He's going to be the Ed McMahon to my Johnny Carson.
He's a fun guy.
Get ready. He's a fun guy. Get ready for a whole new Endgame recap next week. Bye.
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 Bye-bye.